You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
I just got to say this because I say it every week, that Bing is for doing. And do you know what you're doing?
Yes. Just like always, SmackDown AfterBuzz.
Hopefully, Marissa.
After show.
After show. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Starting quickly today.
10 seconds into it.
I'm Ric Drasin, your host. I got New York Knockout back here again,
Yay.
thank God. Ryan Clum again.
Hello.
And then we have
Yay.
the ever so entertaining,
And horny.
pretentious, and ostentatious Austin Draven.
Listen, I'm not here for the show. I actually have a pig in competition over at the Livestock Pavilion, and I'm going to win that blue ribbon.
Oh, good for you.
And I'm here for Marissa, too.
I know you are.
That's why I came back.
USDA choice.
Marissa?
No, for the...
Oh, the Livestock Pavilion, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That was a softball right there.
Okay, before we start, I was thinking about SmackDown. You can share my notes. My printer actually worked one time. There was only one thing missing from the whole show.
Ryback.
Oh, no. Well, that's two things.
Antonio Cesaro. Divas.
Nope.
There were a lot of things missing from this show.
There was one thing in particular that we always like.
AJ?
AJ. Where's she? Where's AJ? Selling Girl Scout cookies?
I guess so. I don't know. Getting ready to interfere tonight, maybe? I don't know.
There's a reason.
There's a reason?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what the reason is. I'm
okay.
saying there's a
Yeah.
reason. She wasn't there because they've been carrying it every week, and all of a sudden she's
well,
not there.
there was a lot of stuff missing. I think because this is the go-home show for the pay-per-view tonight.
Yeah.
So they were, I think, getting the big storylines in.
That's all.
Yeah, and I mean, she's a big part of the storyline, but she's in a big storyline, but I think kind of a smaller part right now.
And how long have you been doing the news?
I don't know.
You
forever.
know this pretty well.
He's a super fan.
Yeah.
He is a
Super fan.
It's a
Not a Marcus
job.
super
You need one
fan.
of those big rubber hands with the finger, you know.
Mark.
Shake that.
I never had one of those. I did have a Hulk Still Rules bandana, though. Yeah, I did. I have to admit.
That's
Do you
right.
have the cardboard cutouts in your room still?
I do not.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the wrestling dolls.
I had action figures when I was a kid. Yeah, I still have them actually.
The Hasbro
They're at my
ones?
parents' house. It was the old. No, it was the old '80 ones with the action. It was like the original action figures.
God.
I have the
I have,
ones
like,
that-
Axe and Smash and
my sons-
Demolition and-
Yeah, my sons have the ones, the big ones that are rubber. The real big ones.
Yeah. I never had those.
They're worth some money now, right?
I'm guessing
They were
probably.
in
a lot
the
of that stuff
90s.
is.
And I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if they are now. as
The
much.
collectible market and just about everything, sports collectibles, all that stuff really hit the crapper, and when the economy hit, yeah.
Doesn't everything like accumulate with age, like myself?
Usually, but sports memorabilia took a real big hit. I have a friend that's really into it and took a big hit
So
a
you're
couple
saying
years ago.
I'm
Yeah.
not worth as much as I used to be.
No.
Well,
no.
I mean, at least you're not like the guy in Indiana Jones who, drank from the wrong Grail cup, because then you know.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't drink. I only drink from my cup.
Nerds.
Yeah.
Key
All right,
reference.
so let's start off with we had the John Laurinaitis with match with Cena and not agreeing with the board of the directors, and he's pissed off, and he's feeling sorry and sorry for himself, and he wants sympathy and us to pray for him. And
Yes. Just should we all bow our heads for John
we
Laurinaitis?
should, yeah. And he's not 39.
No, he's 45, I think.
Yeah, he said he was 39.
I'm almost 39.
Well, he looks great for his age.
Yeah. He's, I think, 45. I think,
Yeah.
like 1965 is when he was born. I actually looked that up.
I'm
So
scared that he knows that.
I looked that up because he said
Oh,
that.
okay,
Well,
research.
because
She's
I'm
doing research.
I
She's
did research
crunching
because
numbers.
I'm almost 40, and I was like, no, he's not my age. So
Yeah.
I
No.
looked it up. So now he's about 8 years older than me.
Yeah, he threw that out there, and I wondered,
Yeah.
he doesn't look
I-
good.
You are not almost
Wikipedia.
40.
Austin,
Yeah, with
you don't
almost
have-
39.
You don't have to lean forward and suck the mic every time you talk to it.
Sorry, I just
You
used
know
to
what
that.
he's thinking about right now.
I know. I mean, like it goes down on the mic every time you talk.
I'm trying to change my ways, Rick. I'm sorry.
I'm
Takes
a
time.
year and a half away from 40.
Okay.
Live.
All right. What do we want to say about that with him and the fan support and praying for him and the one-sided
I
match?
support him.
Do you?
I love John
You
Laurinaitis'
would.
character.
You would.
He's a great heel character. I love it.
Well, he is good.
Yeah, he's really good. I don't want him to go away, and I don't think he will.
He's not going away.
No.
No.
But then we had CM Punk come down afterwards.
Yes, he did.
And
That's how I throw this all in his lap.
yeah, he always
the only one
does
that
that.
I can't remember.
He's the only one that watched.
Which was cool, actually, and because this is the first time we've seen CM Punk on SmackDown since we've actually been doing the show, and I don't know the last time he was on, so it was cool to see him on SmackDown.
He did a nice
So it'll be
promo
fun
with
that
it.
we get to talk with him about him today.
How many CM Punk T-shirts do you own?
One.
That's one more than I
It
do.
had to be at least one.
Yeah.
right?
How many do you have?
At least one. CM Punk t-shirts.
Yeah.
I stopped collecting wrestling t-shirts when I was like 14.
Why are you dancing in your chair?
Oh, sorry.
Oh. Why don't you buy his shirt? He'll sell it to you really cheap.
Do you have a shirt?
Yeah,
no,
CM
no,
Punk.
a CM Punk shirt. No. She's thinking like she's got a whole bunch of New York knockout T-shirts.
I only have one T-shirt of a wrestler. It's Hornswoggle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's short midriff.
I bought my CM Punk T-shirt during the whole Summer of Punk thing, which is what got me back into WWE this summer at SummerSlam.
That's
So-
fine, Ryan. If you needed that motivation with that shirt, more power to
Hey,
you.
it got me into your
That's right.
classes. So.
I think I have a Team Extreme t-shirt from when I was
Ooh.
15.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Back in the day.
I think this is the first T-shirt I bought for a really long, since probably the 90s. Yeah, I think the Hulk Still Rules bandana was the last thing I had bought for when I went to a show.
Yeah, my kids had all that stuff.
Yeah.
I have all the Billy and Chuck merchandise from back then.
Oh, you would.
What did you think of
Enrico Constantino.
a CM Punk? He was talking to him about Laurinaitis makes everybody miserable and calling the 7-foot giant worthless and the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
It was good.
it was very good. It was kind of set up obviously set up the match for the show with Kane and CM Punk.
Yeah.
As well, so kind of set the show up a little bit. It was cool, and then I actually liked how John Laurinaitis turned on the fans at the end. Too.
Yes.
That's the first time because he's kind of been kissing their ass a little bit now, and now he turned on them and blamed them, and they really started to boo at the end of that. If you noticed, the heat really got turned up at the end of that.
He's the new breed Vince McMahon. Totally.
Yeah.
Austin, did you watch it?
Yeah, I actually did. I did watch it. I watch every WWE program,
Yes,
of
you do.
course. But yeah, I think I really like the more that they develop these storylines and get into like emotional responses and get guys to actually have to do like elicit emotions when they're speaking and stuff and different
Yeah.
like more acting going on and stuff. I think that's interesting and I think the writing is improving.
When you say and stuff, what kind of stuff are we talking about?
and stuff.
Well, I don't.
I always wonder why people do that. That we do this.
Why are
and
you
stuff.
judging me when I'm just trying to pass
I'm not
along?
judging you. I just want to know what stuff it is. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm trying to skirt the issue without really getting into it. Okay? We have to call a spade here. All right.
I feel like Johnny Carson looking at notes here. I need a teleprompter. All right, so then we're off that subject, aren't we? We're on to match
Yeah.
number 1 with R-Truth and Kofi Kingston.
And Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, which I like the fact that I think Titus O'Neil and Darren Young
Easy, you're
are,
making me crazy with
I
that
know,
one.
sorry. are committed to being a team. I think this is they kind of the similar ring gear. This is
The
different ring gear.
tights match.
Right, and it's different tights than they had last week. They were blue last week. They're green this week. So they've obviously got a couple different different ring gear that are the same. They're doing tag moves. So I think they've committed to being a team, and I really like that. We need a lot more of that because like Kofi and Truth are thrown together.
Yeah.
They're not a real
Yeah.
team.
No.
But they just lost. I mean, they had this build up, and then they just had them lose to the tag champs real quick.
That's true.
Well, this other thing you're talking about with team, because people used to always dress the same when they were tag team. It reminds me of the elderly people I see coming to the mall. Husband and wife, they walk in, they have the same leisure suits on.
Right.
They work the glasses on and they do the walk. It's their team. They're
Yeah.
a team, even at that 95. So you can pretty much do that. But
They need a team name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
one thing they're
I
missing.
thought too, like when they just
That'll
came
come.
out, it's like two guys with matching tights, and it was a solid match. So it was kind of like, okay, let's
Right.
see what
I think
characters develop into.
That'll come in time.
Yeah.
They've only been together about 3 months, and how it took Steve Austin and Brian Pillman a while to become the Hollywood Blondes. So sometimes it
Going
takes a
back.
minute to get your always.
They weren't the original Hollywood Blondes.
Who was the original Hollywood Blondes?
I don't know.
Were you part of that, Rick?
No, but I remember them from the 70s. They, God, I don't remember their names. One of them had a flat nose, looked like a boxer, and they were the Hollywood Blondes. They were really good heels.
We're the
Really
West
good.
Hollywood Blondes.
That's a whole different breed that you hang out with.
Those are your people.
That's your people.
They
on the
are my
weekend,
people.
yeah. And do you do a tag team with them?
At night.
Yeah. One
On the
runs-
weekends only. Weekends only. Come on.
And one more thing on that match too is Kofi's bump on the apron.
Just going to say that. I have it marked right down here.
Yeah.
That was a cool bump.
Very cool.
I've never seen that before.
The way he bumped them on that, that was different and stiff. I mean, that's
it had to be stiff.
Yeah, it's not fun bumping there.
Yeah, you can use that, Austin, on your next match.
Which one?
Apron bump. We call it the AB, apron bump.
Well,
did you see it?
I've gotten power bombed on the apron once, and it was just the right spot where I didn't feel anything, but it looked pretty brutal.
Yeah,
and I would only let one person do that to me. So it just depends. I mean, on how you take it.
Yeah,
but if it looks good,
it was a good. It was a good quality match. The match was
fun.
Good. It was.
It was a fun match.
There was nothing wrong with it at all.
I had a blast.
Yeah, we had a blast too.
You wanted to ref that match.
Which one?
Didn't you?
The West Hollywood Blonde?
No, the Truth Kofi Titus.
Why would I want to? What are you saying?
I'm just saying you just wanted to.
Oh.
4 men in spandex with buff bodies.
I like the way Nikki says it. She says, "You just wanted to."
You just wanted to. And stuff.
Nikki knows me so well.
I know.
All right, then we had Austin's look like Damian Sandow.
Yes.
He does look like you.
He's a great-looking man.
We had Zack Ryder ran into him at first briefly, and then we had him with Yoshitatsu,
right?
And Damian Sandow, I guess, is now the Marty McFly of SmackDown because you can't call him Chicken, or he'll beat you up.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what the first thing I thought of was Back to the Future. The minute I was like, "Oh, this is Marty McFly."
But it was good because he came out and just pulled the same crap again. I'm not going to wrestle, and
which I was mad. I was like, "No, not again." I was pissed.
But he used the word Fortnite, which to me was the greatest thing ever in the history of the world. He actually used Fortnite in his promo.
I use that in my super.
And Vex. Vex is a good word as well.
Vex I do when I do artwork. So I mean, there's uses for those words.
It was brilliant.
But when he did get hot and he took his robe off and ran in, he was good.
Yeah, and you know what? I like the walk and talk too, where he started talking at the top of the stage and was then walking down, doing his promo as he was walking to the ring and up, which is it's not always easy to walk and talk.
Is that walk and talk? You can't walk and talk at the same time.
You can, but it's not easy always to keep in that space and walk.
Oh, I can do
I think it's a
I took a walk last night.
because you're amazing.
I know.
You know what's surprising to me? Like his gear when he took his robe off.
Pink? I know. That's what I wanted.
It was just surprising. Like it doesn't really go with this character.
Well, he's also on Twitter talking about the tea of the week is white blueberry, and like that's his like. So he's got this whole kind of
That's his whole thing.
very refined, elegant.
I liked him.
Yeah, and I guess a quick match with him and Yoshi, which then they stopped. The referee just
He never
just
rang the
called
bell.
it.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Did they never ring the bell?
He said it. Yeah, he's like, this is not a match.
Oh, that's what it was.
I was watching very closely. What were you doing, Ryan?
I guess not watching as closely as
he was looking up facts.
Yeah.
He was looking for a CM Punk T-shirt.
Yeah, that's right. He was on WWEshop.com.
But did you notice a move he finished it off with? The move that Fern was showing me this in class on Tuesday. I was like, oh, great.
That's good beer.
Want to do something fun?
Yeah, I actually have a quick story I want to tell you.
Can we take a break?
This is a break.
Okay.
You guys take the break while I'll tell the story to Marissa. I had
Marissa left, by the way.
No, she did.
Yeah, she's gone.
Marissa?
I actually did.
Marissa? No, don't leave me, Marissa. Already? No. Anyway, I was, online, Amazon.com, and I bought a collection of Rocky DVDs. And what happens if you buy Rocky DVDs? You're going to get pumped up. You're going to want to train. You're going to be that much better, right?
Unless you watch Rocky 5.
Well, here's what happened. Well, that was in the collection. Here's what happened. I was going into my garage at home to drum because I have a lot of talents. And all of a sudden the mail gets shot underneath the garage and it pops back open and the mailman threw the mail at me. And I got in his face like, what are you doing? Go to the mailbox. What if I have like a Netflix or a Gamefly or something in the mail? You got to get over there. So we got in this big argument. My Rocky DVDs never came. My mailman stole my Rocky DVDs. Now he's up at 6 a.m. every morning training. I have one step when you walk up to my house. He's running up that step like Rocky, running up the steps, and he's just like taunting me with the mail. We're the last people to get the mail, and I never got my DVDs. He stole them and he's training. But anyway, so I went and I decided to repurchase my Rocky DVDs on Amazon.com. But you know what I did before I went to Amazon.com, Rick?
Yes, I do.
You do?
You went to AfterBuzz TV.
I did. I went to AfterBuzzTV.com because you know what happens when you go to AfterBuzzTV.com and click on the Amazon banner?
We get a credit.
We do. And that means Marissa gets to stay in business.
Right.
And, all of you want to support the beautiful Marissa, I'm
Right.
sure. So they get a little bit of that money, whatever you buy on Amazon. You still do the same Amazon purchase, and it all works for everybody. And then we can all live in a peaceful world like John Lennon wanted.
Not only we can sit here and I can have my Diet Coke.
You can have your Diet Coke.
Yep.
How long did it take you to think that one up?
What's
that?
that?
Pretty good.
Oh, no, that's real.
All week.
Oh.
That actually happened. So
This is part of cutting promos for wrestling. You have to think on the spot.
Oh.
no extra cost on that, by the way. Go to AfterBuzzTV.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Click on Amazon.com.
Amazon banner.
Very nice, Austin.
Thank you. Anyway,
You're just quite a literate person.
Anyway,
All right.
a little worked up.
It's nice having 4 guys here, isn't it?
You are just so funny.
If Nikki was a guy, I would have slept with her by now.
Yeah,
You know what?
Wow.
He's serious.
I know.
Poor man. This is why you got into wrestling. You wanted to wrestle fat, sweaty men and get close to their bodies. All right, so we had.
Yeah, well, one quick thing too. I wanted to mention on Damian Sandow too. I liked at the end how he calmed himself down. If you noticed, how he got himself all worked up, and then he started. He just calmed himself down back to his peaceful state. So
little meditation.
a little character stuff right there, which was cool.
DDP yoga.
DDP yoga,
Yeah.
It's great. Maybe it goes to GameFly too.
possibly
Yeah.
can help relax you. So then I guess we had a recap of the Sheamus and Orton history right there, a little bit about their feud building over the last couple weeks, which was a nice little recap.
We'll get down to the match later.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But then we got to
Zack Ryder?
Zack Ryder, Daniel Bryan.
Yes, and without AJ.
Without AJ.
That was a good match. You know, I've been over and over this a lot, and it's getting me absolutely nowhere. But nobody sells
Yeah.
during a match. I mean, drop kicks and kicks to the face and come right back, you know. I'm so used to watching this old school we do later and people selling and really, selling to the audience. And I know that's the way they want it nowadays and that's the way it is. I'm not going to change the world, but sometimes it really disappoints me when I see that because they're all good guys. They're good wrestlers. But my God, if you're going to get drop kicked and kicked in the face 15 times, why would you get back up and just like nothing ever happened?
But that's also the people putting
about?
the heat on the person too. Like just slow down and don't do as much, right? Because if you do get kicked once, it's gonna hurt.
Are you talking about both guys or Zack Ryder? Or
I'm talking about both of them to some degree. But Zack Ryder, he's a good wrestler, and both of them are. I mean, he took a beating, and he comes right back without selling anything at all.
I think he's younger. Because if you look at guys like CM Punk, he does pretty good selling.
he does.
Selling his ribs the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new age. I understand that, and it's a new ball game for everybody, and nothing's going to be like it used to be.
Yeah.
But if you're going to put on a wrestling show, and it's a show, it's an entertainment, or you're going to do a movie and you get hit with a bullet, you're going to sell that bullet usually, I hope. But if you get a kick, you're going to feel that. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah.
You know, you when you get an injury in the ring, you feel it. You're able to sell it because you feel it. Just like yesterday in class when what's his name hurt his ankle.
Yeah, Rudy.
I thought he was selling, but he really was hurt.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was really
Good sell.
it was a good sell. You know, it's the same thing here. And for all you SmackDown fans out there, I know you enjoy what's going on, and I do too, just as well. But just a little bit more selling and carrying that injury a little bit farther makes the match more believable.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that like CM Punk holds on to himself, behind himself, you know, or Sheamus with the shoulder, you know, you carry it and carry it and carry it because you're fighting with one arm.
Yeah.
And one arm man comes back and he kicks ass because he's got the injury in the left arm. It just works better.
Yeah, and I think they're all supposed to do that. It's probably just, some guys are younger. Ryder hasn't been around quite as long. He hasn't quite as seasoned. So, I think back in the day, you didn't see a guy in WWF at the time until they had 10. I think you had to have at least 10 years before they'd even look at you, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Something like that back then. So you had years of learning to sell and do that. And guys don't have much as experience before they go to TV now.
Well, when I started in the business, and we can talk about this in old school, I don't want to go through all this right now.
Here we go.
I'm going to smack her so hard. She better sell it.
I want to see that.
You came back to the dressing room, and all these seasoned veterans would sit down and say, look, most of them, here's what you're doing right, here's what you're doing wrong. Now, there's some that didn't give a shit. They wouldn't tell you anything. They didn't care if you screwed up. They didn't care if you were there at all. But a good wrestler, a seasoned wrestler will tell you, here's what you have to do in the ring. And with them, someone needs to sit them down afterwards and say, that was a good match, but if you only sold this a little bit longer, if you did this and make the match that much better.
I had my first experience of that last week, actually,
It
where
still
a guy I
happens.
worked with
Yeah.
that
I'm sure it does.
pulled me to the side and sat down and kind of said, okay, you could have done this and that. And a guy had about 10 years experience, so it was, really cool.
My mom did that for me when I'd come home. She said, Rick, you just need to sell a little bit more.
Wow.
My mom tells me the
Newspapers
same
aren't going
thing.
to sell themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
All right, so should we move on to Kane?
Yeah, I would just say I guess it was a pretty dominant match actually by Daniel Bryan too.
Yeah.
On Zack Ryder didn't have a whole lot of offense, little comeback, but other than that was it.
Both guys are great though. They're great.
Yeah, and I think it was really to put Daniel Bryan over going into this big match with CM
I'm
Punk.
sure.
Then he went to commentary and was great on commentary.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he really was good on commentary.
Yeah.
And a smirk on his face, the whole ball of wax. You know?
And when he started getting pissed off at Booker T, I really enjoyed that. There was some really good stuff on commentary. His character is just come around so well.
He's comfortable with it.
Yeah.
That's what it takes. Once you're comfortable with your character and you have the confidence in what you do, then it comes off nice.
You
Right.
gotta find your comfort zone,
Did I
right?
hear just the ice cream truck again?
Ice cream man? No, sorry.
Are you getting text messages while we're on the air?
I have a phone call
He's
coming
a
in right now.
big-time
I
celebrity
apologize.
host.
Yeah, no
Is
one.
it an
People don't
important-
realize that. No, it's not an important phone call at all.
Don't people realize how important you are at this moment?
Because
I don't think so.
I turned my phone off.
Marissa better not be
so-
calling.
I just put it on silent.
Yeah,
so
mine's on vibrate in my pocket.
I should have had it in my pocket. It would have been
Yours
more
is
fun.
always on vibrate in your phone.
In my back pocket. It vibrates. In my back pocket. All right, so we have then Kane versus CM Punk, right?
Yeah. My mom was texting me about this one, how brutal it was.
But your mom's a super fan too.
When are we
My
gonna
mom
have your
watches-
mom on the show?
When she's in town, she'll come in, I'm sure.
Is your mom hot?
Hey, watch
sorry.
it.
His sister is.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, mom's watching right now.
Sister
Tot, very tot.
Sister likes me, though.
Does she?
Of course.
Wow.
She's too old for you, right? Aren't you 20, 21 is what?
Yes.
I'm going a
That's
little
the
older.
cutoff.
That's Rick's
I'm
wheelhouse
going a
right
little
there.
older these days.
My
I'm-
mom,
I'm
my sister's mid 30s, so I'm a little bit too old.
I have had every age range. I think the older one right now is fitting into my scheme of things better than anything. Okay.
I just threw up in my mouth.
Listen, we got to do I got to talk about iTunes
Yeah.
real quick.
I thought New York Knockout was going to talk about iTunes.
No.
Go ahead.
You're such.
I have something to say about iTunes because I went on this week,
Of course he
You are
does.
so feminine.
I was
so
lament-
long to think of this.
I was
please.
lamenting over Marissa, and like I went on iTunes and I was listening to my favorite song, which is
Backstreet Boys.
that too. But I was listening to a new single by Aubrey O'Day, "Wrecking Ball," which you need to all pick up because Aubrey O'Day should have won the Celebrity Apprentice. But I digress. Anyway, so I was listening to that, and you know what? I came up with a poem that I wrote for Marissa. And I want to read that right now. Now, you can obviously go on iTunes as well and rate and comment this show, as well as all the other AfterBuzz TV shows, which I recommend that you do, and tell your friends as well. Of course, I don't have any friends except for Pokey and Pookie, my two pet gerbils. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. And it only takes a minute, but this poem took a whole week to
Pokey.
write. So, Marissa, this is for you.
Gerbils.
Marissa, the sweet sound of your name reminds me of Clarissa, who explained it all without a hitch before meeting Caroline Ray and becoming a hungry teenage witch. Marissa, your beauty is awesome. I should be the 6 to your blossom. Marissa, you are the second biggest crush I boast, only behind dreamy John Stamos. Marissa, my love is no blunder. You've read the book of my heart faster than small wonder. Marissa, are you mine to be? For this life won't go on like it did for Corky. Marissa, don't say no. Otherwise, I will end up like Brenda when Dylan chose Kelly on 90210. Marissa, without you, my world will be dark and dull. The same airless void experienced by Richard Gere's gerbil. Marissa, I've come to my last stanza. In bed, you will whisper, "Who's the boss?" And I will shout, "Tony Danza."
Wow. The look on Nikki's face during the whole thing was the best.
And he scrolled
That
right
was
through that on his
beautiful,
phone.
Austin.
When did you do
Thank
this
you,
on the
thank
toilet
you.
this
I
morning?
feel like anybody who was born after 1984 might not have gotten
I
that,
loved
but it was
every
pretty
single
impressive.
one.
I know that you got that.
It was
I got
pretty
every one of those.
impressive.
There's some good references in there. Come on.
The Small Wonder one
Yeah,
was
I totally
oh,
forgot that show existed
when
until
did
you
you-
brought it up.
the
When did you
robot
do
that
this?
got older.
This week,
That's
I was just
awesome.
thinking of it as I was driving, pondering thoughts of Marissa.
You were writing this down on your phone while you're driving?
Yeah.
It's
On
very
the
safe.
405
At 70 miles an hour.
at 70 miles an hour at 2 a.m. at night.
Oh, my God.
Hammered. I don't recommend that. It's for artists only.
Marissa, did you like that?
I did. That was great. Thank you, Austin.
You're welcome, Marissa.
Has he stole your heart yet?
He's getting there.
Ooh,
Okay. Oh, wow.
There we go. All right.
Oh,
Progress. Yes.
We're on date 4 now, so we'll see. Okay.
I can't take this. It's too hot here.
You like that that response?
Yeah, it was encouraging.
Yeah.
It's not. It's gonna.
Maybe she'll take you to dinner.
Perseverance.
I would like that.
I know you would.
Perseverance.
Maybe not dinner. This like because I don't eat carbs and stuff, and it's just kind of hard.
Who
to
said you
order.
had to have carbs?
And stuff.
There's that stuff again.
Well, stuff would be.
I want to see how much stuff you have when we leave here. Okay.
Yeah.
So what? We're down to Kane and CM Punk.
Kane CM Punk.
Okay.
Good match.
Was a good match.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both worked really, really hard. Mm-hmm. And then came the chair shot.
Yeah,
I
very.
like that too.
I love that whole little story thing with Daniel Bryan hitting him, making Kane think CM Punk did it, and then him just taking Punk out.
Yeah.
A lot of chair shots.
But it was good.
It was good, very good.
It was definitely a great angle that was thought out.
Yes. With Bryan just smiling at the top of the stage,
Yeah.
which is just, once again, great for that heel character of his.
Anything to add to that, Austin?
What are we talking about?
Yeah. How about you?
Marissa.
I'm really enjoying Kane's matches. I mean, I've always just like liked him, but I just think he's becoming more. I think I said this before, like versatile with his like moves and agility and
Yeah.
and stuff.
He's great.
So
I think
Back
he's
to the
really
stuff again?
I think he's really underrated because usually you think of the big monsters, you think of
Yeah.
Undertaker and Big Show, and he's kind of the number 3 guy, but he might be the most like athletic
he's
big
super
man.
athletic.
He's got
all
more
time.
fans
Yeah,
too.
but Undertaker was too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
but I think Kane is bigger than Undertaker,
Yeah,
right?
he can move.
I don't know if he's.
And he's been around a while too, so that's saying
Oh
something
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
you
since
know?
the late '90s. I mean, he was fake Diesel. He was Dr. Isaac Yankem. I mean,
DDS.
he had a couple other.
He was
things.
fake Diesel.
He was fake Diesel.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
I remember that.
yeah.
I
And he
knew
was
that.
Isaac Yankem, the crazy dentist from Decatur.
That I don't remember.
Yeah, yeah. I forget what was that, like mid '90s, I think.
I have to look that up.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
yeah. He messed up teeth and.
My brother will only come in and like watch his matches. Like he's a huge like for some reason he just loves Kane and like
Wow.
he'll leave the rest of the show.
Are these on YouTube? Those old ones?
I'm sure you can
Yeah.
find him.
All right, I'll look
Yeah.
it up.
Some good promos from Dr. Isaac Yankem on YouTube.
I just don't remember. What year was that?
Like 96.
Yeah, 95, 96,
Oh,
I think.
I wasn't.
Bret
born.
Hart was like
I wasn't born yet.
champion,
Yeah.
something like that.
All right, so now we have Santino and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Santino, Cody Rhodes.
Surprise finish.
I was gonna say, how much did you like the ending?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was kind of like some of the old school matches you
Yes.
watch. It just came out of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, it was very good. I like both the guys anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They work well together. And the little
The Cobra.
yeah.
The stupidest thing that should pin nobody, but everybody loves it. They just
Yeah.
go
Well,
crazy. It's like the
like
new
Mr.
people's
Sacco.
or the people's
Exactly.
elbow, or the worm. You know, the move that just the crowd goes over, loves it so much.
Well,
and so-
you know what? The kids love that stuff, and they'll go out and buy something.
Yeah,
like
they
that
could
and do
sell
it.
merch with that.
Exactly.
I'm sure there's a billion Cobra socks all in elementary
Can you
schools right now.
imagine? You're making a living just off of that.
Yeah, how many kids are running around poking each other in the eye in elementary school right now with those socks?
Do you remember when the Hardy Boys used to come out with the
Yes.
fishnet?
Heck
Oh,
yes.
everybody was cutting things up, and then all of a sudden, everyone has arm sleeves, and then like Hot Topic just started selling them out of nowhere.
That's
so.
funny you brought that up because when my son Shane was wrestling, he did that. He
Yeah,
had those
he had
on.
the
I have
cup.
pictures of him.
Yeah,
doing it.
I've seen
He,
this
he
stuff,
had
though.
to have that. I said, why? So they have it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Oh, so he's a
it
big
looks
Hardy
cool.
fan.
Yeah, he loved the Hardys. Yeah, he did. Well, I guess that's about it. No. So they went through the whole scenario about Big Show in the ring crying on his knees. And
Yeah,
yeah.
And what Austin was just talking about the emoting and all that stuff really came through in that whole bit from Raw on Big Show being fired. I mean, that was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
His acting was really, really good on that. We've been talking about how his work in the ring has been much, much better over the last several months. Or he's getting better. His characters there just showing the acting wise he's getting up there as too. That's hard stuff to do.
Well, it's hard stuff to do when you've been in the business as long as he has. You just kind of want to sit back and just coast for a while.
Yeah.
But he's not coasting.
No, and I mean that was true emoting. He was crying. That's not easy to make yourself cry on. Try it's hard.
I do when I look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I think what I once
Every
was.
day, right?
Yeah, what I once was. And it saddens me to death. But I got somebody at home who absolutely loves me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to hear this is real off the subject.
Bogey.
Bogey. A friend of mine comes over, Vince. We went to the beach, and he sees Bogey, and Bogey comes in, and he's jumping all over him, looking, and he's looking, and Vince says,
Is that a gerbil?
It's my dog.
Oh.
And he says, Bogey looks at me like as if to say, don't you know that Rick, he's the coolest guy in the world. He's my master. He's the best guy in the whole world. He's right here in the kitchen with me. And he gets all excited and jumps all over me. And that's what he acts like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bogey doesn't need to tell people that because you tell people that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice to hear from Bogey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dog talks to you?
He does. He talks to me.
He gets in the ring and wrestles now, too.
Told me I was a CC too low.
I heard he's a liar. Up that. You start beating that dog.
All right, so we're anything about more about Big Show?
Did you have anything to say about Big Show? And
I love the promo.
love the
the
promo.
promo.
High on the girl.
High on the girl, love the promo.
Well, then we're down to Orton Sheamus.
Orton Sheamus.
What about the video games?
Oh yeah,
I know
I'm sorry.
you play video games, Ryan.
I do play video
yeah.
games. I love video games.
Don't-
I've played
don't lie
video
to me.
games since like 1980 in Pitfall with my Atari 2600.
Well, you know where you can get video games these days?
Where?
Gamefly.com.
Ooh.
But before you go there, you should hit it on gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV because let me tell you something. They have over 8,000 games for PlayStation, Xbox, and the Wii. And AfterBuzz TV fans get a special 15-day free trial. So instead of just going to your GameFly, add the AfterBuzz TV on the end of that, gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV, and now you can test it out for free. So you don't have to read books anymore. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to be social. You can stay home and just play video games where, you know, everything just ends up the way you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. I did that for the last 10 years and I looked great.
I'm sure you did. Yeah. So instead of, you don't have to pay like 60 or 70 bucks every time you get a new game now.
Nope.
So you have more money for important things like, I don't know, what do gamers do besides play video
Hot
games?
Cheetos and
There you go.
Coke.
Yeah, more Coke, more hot Cheetos. So more time on internet. porn.
Anything they sell
Yeah.
at 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, you can hit
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, slushies. So, but anyway, for all
Look
you
at
gamers,
Rick. Just
for all you gamers out there,
Rick doesn't even know what a 7-Eleven is.
There's one right around the corner from me. They have an ATM. I know that. Never used it.
gamefly.com/AfterBuzzTV. 15 days of free bliss.
So nice, Austin, how you do this.
Thanks.
You should go into radio. You got a good face for radio.
I always thought that. I actually really wanted to go into radio.
Did you get that?
No, I got it.
Are you saying he should be a luchador?
I'm saying it has
You're
good.
telling him he's too ugly for TV.
That's it.
That's what you're telling him.
I don't really mean that.
I don't think you
I
do
know a
either.
lot of people that would differ in West Hollywood.
You're not an ugly man. I just was throwing that out.
That's
at you.
okay. No, I'm fine.
No, I don't mean to hurt your feelings.
I'm okay.
If he had feelings, they'd be hurt right now.
I do have feelings, and Marissa has all of them, including my heart.
It'd be funny if you guys end up getting married and having little Austins all over.
Oh, God help us.
Easy. I don't believe in marriage.
Marissa, would that be an Asian Austin?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's a possibility then.
Dream come true.
Okay, Orton and Sheamus
Orton Sheamus. Long match.
was a very long match.
Gave 30 minutes of real time. I guess not on TV, but
You know,
it was
a lot of
It's
hard work.
because they were matched up so well that they had to make the match that long. That's
Yeah.
what I feel what it was.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it wasn't just like one's that much better than the other.
No,
It
yeah,
made
definitely.
sense.
And that whole beginning was them back and forth through the whole thing. One
Yeah.
wasn't getting over on the other. And I like the way they kept going back to the shoulder again, even though Sheamus didn't bandage it up.
Yeah.
They've been beating up on it the last couple weeks, and they were talking about that shoulder. He was really selling that shoulder again.
Yeah,
So they really worked that. I like that.
I thought it was a really good match. I mean, these guys look like real wrestlers out there doing their thing.
I can't believe I'm going to actually say this, but I would have liked to see them maybe shave off 5 minutes of it and give us a Ryback or a Antonio Cesaro segment because we didn't get either of them.
No, but they have a
And
reason for that.
I know. I think it was, once again, they were trying to get their big angles in for the thing going in tonight, and this was obviously a big,
That's the pay-per-view tonight.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's all it is because they only have so many minutes to fill and they got to
Right.
do it, make the money off that, and then they have the other stuff they'll bring off later.
Yep. And
It's
that's the
just-
big show. That's the big match from SmackDown is
Yeah.
that big main event with Sheamus. So
Yeah.
And
It's just good marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I like the end of the match.
Yeah, it was a good ending.
yes.
That was out of nowhere, huh?
It almost had
Love
me
that.
believing he was going to walk away with that handshake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
They wait that extra like 2 seconds
Yeah.
now.
The timing, his timing. I know they're told to do what they do, but I mean, his timing's so perfect.
Orton's.
Orton's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I really wish I could have heard better, like the crowd response, because on TV it's like I want to know what it was like in the audience because I felt like the fans really liked that match
Yeah.
and they probably just wanted a handshake.
Yeah.
So I mean, usually Orton gets cheers when he does that at the end of a match.
Yeah.
I think I could hear some more boos than cheers because people they just like that was a great match, just shake hands. But
Yeah.
And people love Sheamus.
Yeah.
people love they
Sheamus
do.
is really over.
Well, they're both great. You know, and I was thinking about Orton. You have WWE that does these movies, and they use Steve Austin, who I love Steve Austin. I think he's great. And then they do the Marine with
Cena,
Cena.
not Cena, the other one,
Ted DiBiase.
Biase. Why not put Orton in something?
Okay. Okay.
As
He was in a
serial
movie.
He
killer.
was going to be in Marine 3. Randy Orton was a real Marine, and he was dishonorably discharged. Oh, really? So when they actually announced,
was he a heel Marine?
Yeah, he went AWOL. And so when he actually just recently announced that he was going to be the lead of the Marine 3, the Marines went crazy, and there was a lot of protests, and they immediately yanked him from the movie. And now it's going to be, I forget if it's Cena or I forget who they just announced.
Listen, Supermark. Superfan, you gotta. Orton was in a WWE movie, and I know there's gonna be,
Yeah, but he can't
fans.
be in the Marine 3.
Which one?
I forgot the name of it. I'm sure someone's gonna post it on the comments, but he was in one of them. He was like the main.
Yeah.
I can see. I can remember the promos in my head of him.
I just see him
How
as
come
a
you don't know this?
Because I don't watch WWE movies. Because I'm
Why don't you watch WWE? I watch.
Because I'm a cinephile, and I'm offended that they make crappy movies. I went to film school, so
No, I understand.
They don't make anything that's good.
Ryan,
I'm sorry,
Ryan,
but-
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
But I think Orton could be a really good actor.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He doesn't have to be a WWE movie. They could put him in something,
definitely.
doing something. I mean, I saw Batista in one the other night, and I don't remember the name of it.
Is that memorable?
Yeah, is that memorable? He had a love scene with one of these girls who's, oh God, I think she was the girl next door, that movie. And he just was bland, He's a big guy, but he's just there. Orton has that facial expression. I mean, he's so sinister. He could pull off a lot of stuff. I really,
Like a serial killer or a rapist.
Yeah, I mean, he's
something
just
like
good
that.
at what he does. He's just good.
He's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why they were going to put him in the Marine 3.
Yeah.
But
It doesn't have to be Marines, you know
No.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It could be Navy.
Okay.
Or it could be like Austin when he graduated the West Hollywood Cadets.
He could be Space Marines.
I never graduated. Touchy subject.
It's a touchy school.
That was probably the problem.
All right, well, that's...
But I guess we were just talking about the finish a little bit quick too. But yeah, I like the roll up off the RKO. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
Which the counter to the RKO. Which I mean, maybe they have done it before, but I haven't seen that.
That looked
Which was
good.
neat.
It looked really good. And his response was, you got me on that one. You got me on that one. It was like, that was good.
Yeah.
Definitely good.
Very good.
Well, that's about it, buddies. Unless you have a prediction for what's coming up. And
I'd like to know what everyone thinks about the main event tonight. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, which is like, how amazing is it that CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are wrestling for the WWE Championship tonight? Who can you imagine if you could walk into a WWE boardroom 6 years ago and tell them, like, in 6 years, these two guys are going to wrestle for the title? To be shut up.
Yeah.
Those indie darlings, get them out of here.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be great.
I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna go over really well with the audience, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm assuming that CM Punk would probably retain, but it'd be nice to surprise if Daniel Bryan did beat him somehow. I would assume there'd be also outside interference if he did that. Maybe AJ,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
coming
that's right.
through, or somebody.
Which would be cool.
Yeah. I've loved CM Punk's run, but yeah, I think this is the one guy that I think if he beats him, I'd be happy with it.
Yeah.
It'll be good storyline wise. You can one sit there and go, "Oh, I can't believe they took the title off of Punk."
What time is it on?
What is it? 5? Is it 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
Our time?
Yeah. The pre-show is on YouTube at 4:30, I believe.
Our time?
Our time, 4:30 Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming right into our time. Oh, shame on them.
I know. Seriously.
They might have to take a back seat on that. Well, that's about it for AfterBuzz TV's SmackDown After Show, but we'll be here next week doing the same. And I'd like to promote my website, ricdrasin.com. I have a book out on my life, and I have videos on how to build a ring, a wrestling school, a video or a book, and a promoter's book, and a Muscles of Video from 1987 workout routine that I did back in the day at Gold's Gym. And Nikki, what do you got coming up?
Just go to ny-ko.com. My flyers are all on there. And luchavavoom.com. I will be there August 9th. Tickets go on sale June 9th. And I'm telling you now because they're going to sell out.
And then I got June 10th, Huntington Park, NWA Championship Wrestling live against John Morrison. Austin Draven versus John Morrison.
That's awesome.
The pinnacle of my life.
I'm going to have to come out there.
You should. I'm excited
yeah.
about
All
this.
of you should come out there, actually, and see
That's
this.
going to be there's a lot of big names on
There
that
is,
card.
yeah.
There's who else is on
Sean
that?
Ricker.
Sean
Like
Ricker.
big
But I think
names?
I think Chris
Chavo Guerrero is going to be there.
Chavo Guerrero,
Gangrel.
Chris Masters.
Chris Masters, yeah, my boy Chris Masters.
Yeah, so a
Is
lot
that
of
the Poppy Pineda show?
Yes.
a lot of former WWE stars and whatever. So a lot
And
of
where
good
is it,
guys on
Austin?
there.
It's in Huntington Park at the Poppy Pinedo Dome. You
Yeah.
can go on Facebook and type in NWA Championship Wrestling Live.
Salt Lake
Okay.
Avenue.
And there's links to it, and you can
Cool.
buy tickets online for $20.
Ryan, you got something coming up?
Possibly June 3rd up in the desert for Alpha Omega Wrestling. I think I'm going to be working up there. June 23rd, Dungeon Championship Wrestling. June 30th, Millennium Pro Wrestling.
And then
So,
dinner at Chipotle.
dinner at Chipotle when?
whenever you want.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Well, thanks for watching SmackDown After Show. Stay tuned right after this for the old school wrestling, which we're going to go through and show some old matches of the greats. Ivan Putski, Gorgeous George, Edouard Carpentier, Frenchie Martin, Freddie Blassie, and Ricky Dozan.
Frenchie Martin, who used to manage Dino Bravo.
That's right. Oh, you know your history.
I do, of course.
Okay, coming up next.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz.